So I want to talk about the possibilities of Kaneki coming out of this dragon form and potentially being a changed person, a completely different person that we originally knew him from. I do want to mention a couple of different things that I think could change people's perspective on Kaneki. I always mention that he would go through a metamorphosis or something like that, and he would change. He would become a leader that could actually lead properly. You know, somewhat of a merciless leader, if that makes sense. Not really showing mercy to potentially ghouls and humans alike. Now, I know that sounds bad. I know that kind of dissolves what Kaneki really wanted and what he was trying to do. But as of this point, as of him turning into this dragon centipede, the hope and the future of ghouls and humans living together is not really a peaceful one. It's still achievable, don't get me wrong. It's just not as peaceful as Kaneki wanted it to be. He could potentially retaliate. He could potentially come out a lot more colder than we originally knew him by. I feel like this would be a very good way to kind of segue into the finale of the story, because you'd still have, I want to say theoretically, Kaneki, depending on how this outcome goes with Dragon and Toka and how Kaneki reacts to some major deaths in his group, whether he tries to go for revenge and he tries to take down Furuta and the V organization and the CCG, whatever, or if he tries to pursue his goal again, but this time not really tiptoeing around different answers, because he always tiptoed around the defeating investigators and defeating humans. You know, he didn't actually kill them, he kind of just knocked them out and took their weapons away from them. So he was very cautious about how he approached that situation, but I feel like if he comes out of this form, if you watched yesterday's video, I'm not sure if he's going to come out of this dragon form or not, if he's ever going to have some sort of humanoid body like he used to, I'm not sure, right? I'm not really sure how that's going to work, so I'm excited to see how Ishida explains that. But if he does, I'm hoping he comes out completely different than when he went in. I think he has finally realized that, you know, the things that he is fighting for, the future that he was trying to build, is not something that can be built on peace, basically. He can't really build up to the future of peace with peace as the foundation. I feel like he has to go to war and sacrifice innocent people to get that peace that he wants. And that is war at the end of the day. Theoretical peace is built off the foundation of war. As much as people don't like to believe it, that's kind of the case. So I want to assume that Kaneki may evidently be the final king of Tokyo, the final one-eyed king to ever exist, right? And what I mean by this is Arima basically gave Kaneki two different options when it comes to the one-eyed king title and the world of ghouls. He said you can either sit on the throne and control everything, or you can destroy the throne. He was very vague about what that stuff meant. I don't think Kaneki is evidently going to rule the world. He's not going to rule over the ghouls and everything along the sorts, because let's be real, his story doesn't really have much longer left, right? And I feel like that kind of sits under him sitting on the throne, you know, being the king and controlling everything with the one-eyed king title. But if he destroys the throne, I think that is evident in saying that he's going to destroy the one-eyed king title, and I feel like it's going to die with Kaneki, right? But the only way that I believe that the one-eyed king title will evidently be destroyed for good, or at least quite prominently, is if Kaneki takes out the biggest threats to ghouls, and that is the V organization, Dr. Kanao, as well as Furuta, right? Because the V organization want the original one-eyed king title. They've never explained why they wanted it, most likely to rule over ghouls and humans and whatever. That's just my take on it. There could be a lot more, and now that the Naga Serpent, another king, coming back into the story, we have two original one-eyed kings that actually have two different goals, or two different original agendas. The original one-eyed king wanted to control everything. He wanted to rule over, kind of similar to how the V organization do things now. Now, the V organization, in my opinion, didn't want that. They didn't want a ghoul to rule over all other ghouls in case they couldn't control them. So the V organization steps in and stops anything from happening. The original one-eyed king turns into this Naga Serpent and disappears. He gets defeated basically and hides underground, and he is still underground to this day. Now we have the other side of the coin, which is Kaneki, who's had a slither of experience of ruling over ghouls, and the outcome that he has got from it is extremely poor. He's lost a lot of people in combat, he's learnt the loss of war, and he has also turned into this massive dragon being, which could potentially affect him in the long run, as well as his lovers, family, friends, and even his own organization, as well as that he is innocently killing humans by accident. I don't think Kaneki is eligible to rule the world anymore, because he is no longer the same person that he originally was. I feel like he will try and destroy the original one-eyed king, potentially versing the Naga Serpent, who wants the power of ruling over everyone. Bring him back into the story. That's a whole different thing, right? That's a mess of an idea. But to put simply, if Kaneki comes out of this dragon form, I see him being very destructive and not tiptoeing around humans and CCG investigators or anything. I feel like he will strive for his goal with sacrifices. He won't be the same person that he used to be. I don't think he'll be as emotional as he used to be, which leads into the ending really nicely because you have this kind of Black Reaper-esque Kaneki, but more in control, more knows what he's doing, but also not showing mercy to his enemies and people that are in his way by accident. He's not trying to be this godsend of an angel, being a ghoul at the same time to rule the world. He's going to destroy everything so no one can rule it. So the CCG and the ghouls meet in the middle with no hierarchy, if that makes sense. There's no leaders, there's no rulers for it. It's kind of just like you got the ghouls, you got the CCG, and they could potentially coexist as long as Kaneki destroys the title and potentially is out of the picture. This works in my head because of Hide and the fact that Hide has currently taken re-control of the CCG. The CCG is no longer under Furuta's control, it is back in human hands. The person to spearhead that operation was Hide, I believe. So you have Matsuri and Marude, who are kind of in control of the CCG. You have Hide, who we're not sure if is a ghoul or a human, I don't know, but working with Marude and Matsuri. You've got Yuri, you've got all these other people at the CCG who are completely against Furuta and will work with Kaneki to destroy Furuta and the V organization, if possible. That could potentially lead down to the finale of Kaneki being sorry for everything he done. He goes on this massive streak of destruction, trying to kill Furuta, trying to destroy the V organization, and he evidently completes that goal, but his goodbye sen, basically, the person that brings Kaneki's life to a conclusion, is Hide. And I feel like Kaneki would sit well with this because I feel like at this point, Kaneki, or at least when he comes out of the dragon form, I feel like Kaneki will realize that he can no longer live on this earth because of what he's done, because of how much people will hunt him and hate him. And if he is still alive, I don't think ghouls and humans can coexist peacefully because of this massive dragon occurrence that happened. So I feel like Hide will be the one to, I guess, bring peace to Kaneki's life and to give him an ending, basically. But I've explained it before, like a really emotional ending with Hide and Kaneki kind of meeting for the first time and saying their goodbyes, and Kaneki's all cool with it, basically. He knows what he's done, he's completed, he's destroyed the throne, he's destroyed the hierarchy, whatever. And Hide promises Kaneki that now that V's gone, now that Furuta's gone, there's no One-Eyed King title, the humans and the ghouls can live in harmony, with the CCG being back in human control and basically being like the intermedium, controlling everything. There is a lot of ideas going around, a lot of things swirling in my head, but you know, all this comes crumbling down depending on what Dragon does next. I'm very excited to see how Ishida handles Dragon Kaneki and if this could potentially be his final stage, but for some reason I don't know. That's the beauty of Ishida's writing, you really never know what's going to happen, so theories just come out left, right, and center, and they're always getting completely axed by Ishida's writing, which is great. But I'm still very excited to see how everything unravels from here and where the story of Dragon Kaneki actually goes and where it ends, potentially. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching, but I'm actually going to end the video off here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.